Well, my name is Alex. I have an Instagram and also a YouTube Love Sugar show, and I want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And for those who don't know, today we're joined by Jacob from State of Illusion, which I think is one of the coolest band names I've ever heard. So I just want to say that.
Hey, thank you. When I first made it a billion years ago and told the kids at high school what the band name was going to be, they all said it was super lame. So I'm glad all these years later people like it.
Yeah, well, kids in high school, we all think that we know everything, and then we get into the real world and we're like, okay, we don't know anything. So,
Yeah, yeah, fair enough.
so the first question I ask anyone that I ever interview is, how's everything going in your world, not just in your music life, but also in your personal life as well?
It's going, as a wise man once said, it's just one of those days, Uh, but it's uh but it's everything's going pretty well. Yeah, I don't know. It's chaotic, but it's good.
It's bright and sunny, it looks like behind you, so there's that. Hey.
Oh, it's a gorgeous day. It's been super cold for the last it's one of those things where it's like fall spring, you know what I mean? Where we'll have like a little spring and then it's super cold. So the last couple of days have been cold for me anyway, 30, 40 degrees. And today I think is like 70. Went for a run this afternoon and, yeah, it's beautiful today.
Yeah, weather makes no sense lately.
No, no, where are you at?
I'm in Tennessee, so we've
Oh,
been
okay.
like 80s, 30s, and within 24 hours, so it's been crazy.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're just up the road. I'm in South Carolina.
Oh, okay, so kind of similar weather messing with us.
Yeah.
So for anyone discovering you, how would you
Mhm.
describe the sound of the band to them?
This is always a tough one, but I think I normally go with it's like accessible metal. It's like progressive rock and metal, rock or metal, rock slash metal, whatever. But it's complex enough for musicians, to it's like nerdy enough
Yeah.
if you're really into music, but it's ethereal. It's got a lot of ambient passages, got big choruses, and it's like the my whole thing with songwriting is just like mood and emotion. It's got to
Mhm.
move me. Every part has to move me in my heart, and yeah, so I think like emotion, complexity, ethereal, chorus. That's kind of like, you know, how I'd pitch it.
So it sounds like you put a lot into the album when you created it. It's filled with like a lot of things, not just empty.
Oh yeah, 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 totally. I suffer over like every like millisecond. You know what I mean?
So what does this album like represent for you?
When I wrote this album, it was like a weird period in my life where um I I just like parted ways with like the last group of members that I'd had for a bunch of reasons, but
Hmm.
really I think my vision that they weren't kind of I think they were on board with it, just didn't they weren't able to like kind of go with the vision, I think. And
Yeah.
then so it was tough and I was trying to find other people to write with, but it was really hard to find that around here. And I mean I was looking everywhere, but so I had that kind of like isolation going on, and it was during like COVID too when I was writing this, so a lot of isolation, but also like I
Yeah.
maybe taking on this. I don't know if it I don't know if it all just added up, but I had really bad writer's block when I was working on this album, so
Mhm.
it I mean it just felt like my gift that I thought I had was just totally taken from me. You know what I mean? So a
Hmm.
lot of that like works its way into this album, the isolation, uh, um, the questioning of like, you know, am I even supposed to be doing this? Do I even have, you know, do I have anything like musical in me? And I just like pushed through that. It was really a challenge, but I think back to your question, I think like all of that like seeps into the music and the lyrics.
So it kind of sounds like it's like, I don't know, like a fight that you had within yourself to kind of like, that kind of is what it represents. Like you can still do it even when you don't believe in yourself.
You know what? You almost quoted. I don't know if you did all the homework, but you almost quoted a song, "Wasted Life." I wage a war inside myself that I can't fight. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, though I
good.
try to see the light, I wage a war inside myself. I can't fight. There you go.
Well, there's some inspiration for anyone watching the interview. You can do it even when you think you can't. So there.
Push through. Just push through.
So on the album, for those who haven't got to hear yet, is there like a theme or are each song like their own type of thing?
Um, each song is its own kind of thing, but a lot of them relate back to
Mhm.
that theme I was talking about earlier. So like uh, 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 probably like I don't know, 60-70% of the songs are like a different like manifestation of those kind of feelings that I was talking about. But then they're like the you know two or three that are something totally self-contained.
Mm-hmm. And I know you talked about like the band members like kind of being
Mhm.
switched out and then COVID and then like the struggle within yourself. But was there like a moment, like something that just happened? You're like, okay, I need to keep writing, or it kind of like got you into the writing process more?
No, uh, it's just that was just pure like determination. You know what I mean? I um I just knew like it's music is something I've always always that I've done for since I was like 14 or 15, and I think it's just like in my blood. Like I
Mm-hmm.
can't stop doing it if I want to. So I've just, even if I wasn't in the mood, just work for a few hours on it until it was way too late, and then do it again the next day.
And would you say like that's something that's like therapeutic for you or like maybe healing?
Oh, this yeah, the songs definitely are at the moment, or in the moment it wasn't, because it was like, I mean, it was just a battle to get those songs done, but like, writing the lyrics really, so I get so like in the zone when I am writing. I just like
Mm-hmm.
feel like it's like a with the lyrics anyway, it's like journal entry kind of things. And I do like I go crazy making sure it has the intent and it has the rhyming scheme and the like, you know, the consonants are falling on the right, it has the right rhythm or whatever. But it's really when I like, and I know what it's about. So it's just strange. I just go for it. And then when I read it back, it's like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, yeah, it's super therapeutic. Like there's a song like there are a couple, well, all of them are like emotionally like brutal, but like there are a couple songs where in particular, like I don't know, I just wrote them, and then as I listened back, I like almost cried hearing it because I'm like, I can't believe I said that. You know what I mean? Or like that's off my chest a little bit. You know what I mean? It's something like that. Or I'm making these self discoveries. You know what I mean? I just said,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, like 5 times in that
And are
sense.
you hoping that like other people who listen to it kind of get that healing effect or maybe like a sense of, hey, you're not alone, this has happened to me too?
Yeah, I mean that's the hope, is that somebody relates to it. I think like when I write, I don't think about that kind of stuff. I just go, what what feels good for me to write or release or whatever. Like, what
Mm-hmm.
does sound good to me? What I write what I want to hear. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but when it's done, you always hope people are going to relate to it. And we definitely, we've been really like blessed that people have related, and it's like healing for them. It's healing
Yeah.
for us. Like there's one song, I don't know how long we have scheduled for, so I'm sorry if I'm rambling, but
No, you're fine. I have 30 minutes unless you want to go a little bit longer. I'm cool with that too.
no, it's whatever. But I'm good. You know, with whatever you want. But I do have like one to share on this topic if you want to get into it.
Yeah, sure.
Is we have a song called "Heal the Heartache," and that's my our now guitar player. He wasn't our guitar player at the time, but he's one of my best friends. He lost his mom at the beginning of, I think it was 2020. It would have been 2020, and then on the day of her funeral, he found out that he was going to be a dad on the
Oh,
day of her funeral. It was crazy, and he was so like overjoyed, but like conflicting emotions, and then complicated pregnancy, and his his son, it was my godson, Jax
mhm.
was his name. He he lived to be 3 months old. He never saw the outside of a hospital. I'm getting emotional thinking about it. But when I knew what was going on, so when my friend Cody called to tell me what had happened, like I already knew, and it's like as soon as
Yeah.
he called and I answered the phone, I already had the chorus for the song "Heal the Heartache" in my head. It's one of those things like music is like lightning in a bottle. It really is. You just have it. And so anyway, we write that song, put it out. We go on tour, and we decide we're gonna play that song. Um, and so we brought Cody was our tech for this tour, and we brought him out to play guitar each night. And every
Oh,
night I'd explain like what it's about. And each night there was like people were like chanting for Cody,
oh,
Cody, Cody, because they knew, and you could see people. It was gripping them, and then he was the rock star at these shows because at the end of the night, everybody would come up and talk to him, and he get hugs and stories
yeah,
from people that have gone through similar experiences, or he heard so many people's personal stories, and it was kind of weighing on him. And I asked him, um, probably after the first week, like, dude, like, do you really want us to keep playing this song? Because we can cut it if we need to. I know it's hard. And he said to me, no, like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, this is how Jax lives on, and he's touching people through this song. And so we need to keep playing it.
hmm,
So yeah, so songs like that definitely resonate, and with people. I don't think about it in the moment of writing. I hope this
right.
resonates with people, but a lot of them end up, you know, I mean, we played that song. We played this album in full last weekend a couple times, and
Hmm.
that people were coming up and talking about a couple of those songs and how it touched them, and that song being one of the ones they pointed out. And it's like, you know, yeah, it's good to know though that you're not alone, and if you hear that in a song and it makes you feel a certain emotion, like it's amazing to connect, you know, to connect. Music makes you connect in that way. It makes you feel something and maybe relief. I know like the bands I listened to growing up did that for me, and
Yeah.
and I'm glad that we can do it in like a small way to some people. It's amazing, you know. That was a long answer to a short question, but
Oh no, you're fine. I think music is like the one universal language. Like even if you don't understand the words, like you can still understand like the beats. And I think that's something like unique that we all have. We all go through similar struggles.
yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Those melodies will pull on your heartstrings sometimes, and you don't even have to know what they're saying, or instrumental music or anything.
and I know like that was kind of like how that song came to be, but what
Mhm.
about other songs on the album? Can you kind of like walk me through how the creative process starts?
Yeah, generally it starts with like a guitar riff or a piano part or something like that. Just like a sequence of notes, and if they make me feel something, then I
Hmm.
generally like know kind of what the song is about just on how it makes me feel. And then like even before the instrumental's done, I know even before the lyrics are written, I know what it's about, you know. And
Yeah.
then so I just keep adding layers, and until the instrumental's done, and then I kind of already generally I have a melody in my head, and you know make the lyrics kind of fit with that meaning, with the melody or rhythm that I have in my head, and there you have it. Some start with the vocal first, but it's generally, yeah, I'll come up with like a guitar part or something.
Do you guys like get together like every so often and do like jam sessions and try to come up with it? Or does someone like start a riff and they're like, hey, what do you think about this? And like an email chain or
Normally we're not like big jammers in the band, but we'll send like videos to each other all the time.
mm,
So yeah, somebody will send either a video or like a really like quickly recorded demo or something like that. Oh, I have this guitar part, or I have this drum beat, or yeah, that's kind of the guys I have in the band with me now are like super good about sharing, ideas, and it's yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool how it's
that's
working
really
now.
awesome.
Yeah.
So since we're like kind of in the realm of like heavy stuff, I understand that this album is dedicated to someone as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We dedicated to Jax, that my friend Cody's son. And then my dad passed away 3 days after the album came out, so we dedicated to
Oh,
him.
no.
Also, the re-release, yeah, we dedicated to him. So
Well, that's
that's
awesome. It's a
yeah.
good way to kind of remember them.
Yeah, yeah, and my dad was so he was a great guitar player and great songwriter too. And I just wish like I took advantage of like his musical knowledge, Just growing up, I just
Yeah.
absorbed it, but I didn't like, you know, I didn't ask enough questions. So like, oh, he was so good, but he was really proud of this album. So uh, um, he heard the whole thing before he passed. So and was super stoked on it. And he was like coming to me with production questions, and
Aw.
so yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. So yeah, really glad I could dedicate it to him, and obviously Jax.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. It sounds like a way to bond too, because like I said, we all kind of go through the same things. So that's pretty
Yeah,
awesome. Sorry to hear about your losses. It's definitely not easy for sure.
no, thank you.
So, on a lighter note, what's your favorite
Mhm.
song on the album?
My favorite song,
And it's going on the internet, so no pressure.
yeah, the guys think that I hate a certain song just because I said it's my least favorite. So like that I already have pressure. They were giving me a hard time about it this last weekend. My favorite is probably, I got a couple. It's hard. I love Deja Vu, the album opener. I just love the vibe of that one. I love Rain is super good to me. Hits in just the right ways. I like Starlight a lot because that chorus is really big. But yeah, probably those three. If I think about it more, it'll change. But those three, I think.
It's okay. You can have a different answer next week. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so out of those three, which one means the most to you?
Man, um, that's a good. I mean, they all mean something to me. That's a hard question. Every song means there's. I don't ever just uh, put something out that I'm not feeling. So it's
Hmm.
all of our songs, I think, mean something. I can't really answer that one super well.
Well, what do all three of those mean to you? Like, which song and what does it mean to you?
Um, you know, Deja Vu was that one was like a kind of a, I don't know. I love the chorus of that one, so like I gravitate to the melody of that, but the it kind of, that one's kind of about being stuck in the same place, seeing the same thing, kind of experiencing the same thing over and over. So
That's a good
that
song title
one,
for that, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So uh I don't know that. So that's what that one means to me, because it feels like, a lot of times, especially in the business, it's everything's deja vu, seen it before, done it before,
Hmm.
experienced it before, and you feel like you're stuck, I think. Starlight, yeah, that one was kind of cool because it's one that doesn't tie into any other themes on the album. That one's just I like was having like I had this recurring like nightmare. It was so like visual, and I felt like I was like stuck in it. Like it felt like it
Yeah.
was real, you know. And I was question just some did this really happen? It's one of those weird things, and I just wrote the song, and after that, the those like nightmares stopped. So I don't know.
Good.
That was a cool one. So um, and that was really the first one to kind of like start bringing other musicians in. They wanted to be part of the process.
Hmm.
Um, so that one means a lot to me in that way too. And Rain's one of the earliest songs I ever wrote. Um, I didn't change like anything about that song. So to me, that one just means to me that it was a good song. You know, like I that's what it means to me. But it's about change. That one's about change, wanting something different, and realizing you have to do something about it. Um,
These are all real life things that are really relatable, I feel like, to a lot of people. So that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. Whole album is it's all personal. It's all really personal.
So if someone could only listen to one track to kind of understand the band as a whole, which one would you choose?
I'd go. I think probably either. I'd probably I'd probably either choose Starlight or Death Is Not the End, which is um, a song coming up. Or we're going to be releasing a music video for that one in a couple weeks, 3 weeks, I think.
Hmm.
Um, but that one, yeah, that they both like have all the elements that make us us. They're yeah, big chorus, ambience and
Yeah.
ethereal stuff and complexity. Death Is Not the End is like the most complex song I think we have musically. So
Hmm.
but it's really emblematic um of what we do. So I think yeah, one of those two songs probably.
And what was like the recording process like for the album? Did it go smoothly? Did you run into any snags, any fun stories in there?
No, it was it was miserable. It's all done at home. So like I said, it was just that this whole album is just about perseverance, you know.
Yeah.
Um and the process was just persevere, like tracking was easy enough. But putting it together, yeah, that was a challenge, like I mentioned earlier. So no, I wouldn't say there are probably any fun stories because this one was just me. The next
Yeah.
one is not the where that we're almost done, almost done writing is not just me, but this one was just me, and it was so like lonely.
Yeah. Did anything like unexpected happen like during recording sessions? Good or bad? Maybe a little good?
Well, um, I'll tell you a cute story is I was up really late one night recording. I think it was our song Artificial Paradise because that riff was just it was uh it was giving me a hard time.
Yeah.
And my dog Stitch, we have two dogs, Lilo and Stitch. And
Aw.
yeah. And it was probably 2 or 3 a.m. and Lilo was with my wife, and so I just had Stitch, and he just kept his ball kept getting uh he was playing with it, and it kept rolling up under this like rack unit that I have. Is He couldn't fit his nose up under it, and
Aw.
I'd have to stop playing this riff that is frustrating me and get his ball and throw it, and he would be all happy about that, and then ran back, and 5 minutes later, it's up under the rack unit again. It just kept happening over and over and over. I'm like, dude, can you not figure this out? And then I started watching him and noticed he was intentionally knocking it up under there so that I would get the ball and play with him. So he was manipulating.
Aw.
It was so cute. That's probably the only good moment of recording. I just had to like get in the floor and hug him, but yeah, that was a cute moment. But yeah, no, nothing really fun on that one, except maybe like a spontaneous, like, ooh, I hit the wrong thing and it sounds cool or whatever.
Yeah.
On this next album, there's definitely after we re-released Pluto's Ghost, there's definitely fun stuff associated with that. But Pluto's Ghost was just brutal.
So now we have to ask what kind of dog Stitch is.
Yeah, he's a miniature Australian Shepherd, but he's like a mini Australian Shepherd. So
Oh.
he's 18 pounds. He's so cute. He and Lilo's a Boston Terrier, so they're both like 20. She's I think 20 or 22, and he's like 18 pounds. So they're both like the perfect size, and they're snugglers
Wow.
and lovers. And I love them. Yeah,
Dogs are amazing.
I know.
So I have to ask, how
Mhm.
have fans kind of reacted? Has any like reactions kind of surprised you or like I guess shocked you?
Um, yeah, I mean, people like I said before, I don't write with anybody else's expectations in mind, or anybody else's wants in mind. It's just, I write what I want to listen to.
Hmm.
Um, so any positive reaction is going to be good, for me. Um, so yeah, I mean, I mean, a ton of just great reactions. One of the coolest ones, um, was, and I hope he was being truthful, but I worked, a guy named Nick Coyle mixed most of it. He's in a band called Lifer,
Hmm.
um, and he used to be in Cold. At the time, he was in Cold, who's my favorite band ever. And he mixed our album because we met at a show that we opened for them, and I sent him our stuff, and he wanted to mix it. So he mixed, I think, 10 of the songs or 8 of the songs or something like that. And um, so that was really cool. But one night I was at one of their shows, and Cold singer Scooter comes up to me, and we'd met like briefly, but like just straight fan interaction.
Yeah.
Um, and he came up to me one night, and that I was seeing them, and he goes, "Hey, dude, are you the guy that worked with Nick?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Dude, I listened to your album and it blew me away." I was like, "Oh, my favorite songwriter ever just told me that my album was good." You know, I hope he meant it. I hope he wasn't just shooting it, but uh, that was like the coolest, yeah, uh, um, praise that I got for it for sure.
Well, that's awesome. Definitely sounds like, the album's going in the right direction, especially, like getting that kind of compliment. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
So, what does hope mean to you in the context of this album?
What does hope mean?
Hmm.
When I was writing the album, I mean, I was just hoping that I could get it done, and like hoping that my music career or whatever you want to call it wasn't over. Um, and hoping I still, hoping I didn't have to just hang it up.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be like my last work. That's what it felt like. Um, and again, just pushed through, and was so glad that I'm so glad that I did. Awesome things have come from this album, and again, we're re-releasing it uh, in at the end middle of April. But when we first put it out 5 years ago, it's been amazing since then.
Hmm.
And the guys I have with me have given me such like um, energy going into the next one. And I think just getting that, I don't know, getting those songs out like unblocked this, I don't know, like river of songs, or something like that. Because it's been good. So I was hoping that hope would, hope would get me through, and it did. It's been great.
Well, that's awesome. I know you mentioned that there was a point where you thought it might be the end, like it was just time to hang up your hat. At
Yep,
what point did you realize that it wasn't over for you?
it's a great question. I don't know. Maybe it was maybe it was having the full album like together and like hearing it and going like, okay, I really love this. I think this was a beautiful piece of work. It's either that or when shows started coming in again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when people wanted us to play. Like that always makes you feel good. So if I had to guess, it'd be one of those moments. I don't know that I ever had a eureka kind of you
Yeah.
know moment where it's like, oh, this isn't it for me. But I'm kind of like focused. I've always been focused, like nose to the grindstone with music. So I don't know. I don't know that I really looked up enough to know. You know.
So would you say like maybe like some of the like I guess the fans in the shows like that energy kind of helped?
Oh, it always helps. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, knowing that people are like stoked on what we're doing and that we have more material, they want more material and we've got it, on the way. Um, you know, that makes me feel amazing, you know. Um,
Is the band writing for another album right now?
yeah, yeah, we've got most uh probably 80% of it written if I had to put a number on it.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Besides writing, what's kind of next for the band? Like playing more shows, getting out there, or
Yeah, yeah, playing more shows. We have some really cool ones coming up over the next couple months, and then we've got let's see, outside of the next album, you said. Well, we're like I said, we're re-releasing Pluto's Ghost, so we're really hoping to bring in some new listeners, and hopefully that'll allow us to have more opportunities,
Mhm.
to get out everywhere and play. And yeah, we just want to, we feel like this album is good enough to get. We think people need to hear it,
Yeah.
and for those, everyone's been so patient waiting on our next album, but so we've got a couple cool little things that you know are gonna come out in the next couple months that hopefully will tide those people over. But in the meantime, yeah, it's just about playing shows and re-releasing this album that we think people need to hear.
So the good thing is people don't have to wait too long. It sounds like there are things in the mix, so there won't be like a long period of waiting this time.
Correct. Correct.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, it is good. I hate when there's no news for anybody.
I'm right there with you. So thinking about the whole album as a whole, if the album had a message in one sentence, what would it be?
Perseverance. I could do it in one word, perseverance. Just push, push through. Like we all have like self-doubt. Everybody has self-doubt in some way. I think even the people that act like they don't.
Mm,
Um, and so many times in life, I think we let obstacles get in our way. And sometimes it's like an excuse, or sometimes it's um, inconvenience can make us stop. And um man, I'm just so thankful personally that I pushed through on this, that I
mhm.
persevered and proved it to myself that I could do it. And I mean, I know so many other people have done that, and for those that you know are you know maybe have something in their lives that they feel is like blocking them from achieving something they want, like don't let anything stop you. Just keep working, and it might take time, you know, depending on the situation, but just don't give up and persevere.
People need to hear that, I think, a lot because life is tough, but you got to keep going.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for anyone who wants to listen to the re-release of this album, what can they expect in Pluto's Ghosts?
um Emotion, some heavy riffs, drop G chugs, but it's never, yeah, it's inoffensive. It's very, I think, accessible, and I think, man, I think anybody that likes rock or metal would love this. So,
So it's going to
um,
be a new experience, is what you're saying with the re-release.
yeah, yeah, I think so.
Well, I have one last question here for you.
Mhm.
Is there any final message for old fans or fans discovering you through this interview?
Any message for the old fans? Thank you. Um, Man, yeah, you guys have been been great to us and great to me, and yeah, thank you for being there, and for new fans. Um, welcome. Thanks for listening to our stuff. I think thanks for being along for the journey. I think you're gonna like it.
Well, for anyone watching this interview, you know I make it really easy. I put all the links underneath the video, so it was just one click and you're right there. The re-release does come out on the 17th of April for Pluto's Go, so you do have a little bit to wait. And if you can let the listeners know where they can go to listen to the album when it comes out.
Yeah, it's on all the streamers. But stateofillusionmusic.com is the home for everything. You can order the physical copy there. We got a bunch of other cool stuff, and yeah, I guess that's the best place to find us.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you for taking your time for doing this interview. And for anyone who is following us to the end, this is actually the album cover behind me. And I have to say, it is so gorgeous. Like I love this album cover. Like,
Thank you.
so thanks for creating that.
Yeah,
Well, thank
thank
you
you.
again for taking your time for doing this interview, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, you too, Alex. Thank you.